Have you ever wondered how power dynamics shift in the global arena, particularly between the BRICS Plus and G7 nations? In our world today, power dynamics are continuously evolving. The global stage is a chessboard, and the nations are the players. Two such players that have been making significant moves are the BRICS Plus and the G7 nations. BRICS Plus is a group of emerging economies, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, UAE, South Africa, Ethiopia, Iran, and Egypt. On the other hand, the G7 includes the world's most industrialized countries: France, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Japan, Canada, and the United States. The current global political climate is a complex tapestry, woven with threads of conflict, alliances, and economic power struggles. For instance, the recent conflicts in Europe and the Middle East have led to shifts in power dynamics, influencing the strategies of both these groups. Economic factors also play a crucial role in shaping power dynamics. China's underperforming economy, due to its failure to reform and financial fragilities, contrasts with the economic growth in Qatar, an ally of the US, which has been bolstered by its dominance in liquefied natural gas production. Looking towards the future, there are potential scenarios that could alter these dynamics further. The internal division within the United States, escalating conflicts and disruptive actions coordinated by nations like Russia, North Korea, and Iran could all shape the future of these power dynamics. A significant aspect of these power dynamics is military strength. With the BRICS Plus nations boasting over 6 million soldiers, military power is a major factor in the balance of power. But military strength is not just about the number of soldiers, it's also about the technology, strategy, and assets at their disposal. Now let's delve into the military strengths of these two formidable groups. Aircraft carriers serve as a symbol of a nation's power projection capabilities. So, how do BRICS Plus and G7 stack up? Well, let's dive in. The BRICS Plus nations, including Brazil, Russia, China, India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, South Africa, Ethiopia, Iran, and Egypt, boast a combined total of over a dozen aircraft carriers. Russia, China, and India in particular have been steadily increasing their fleets over the last decade. On the other hand, the G7 nations, comprising France, the UK, Germany, Italy, Japan, Canada, and the US, have a somewhat different story to tell. The United States alone has a formidable fleet of aircraft carriers, significantly more than all the BRICS Plus nations combined. The UK and France also contribute to the G7's tally, whereas Canada, Germany, Italy, and Japan do not currently operate any aircraft carriers. It's critical to note, however, that the sheer number of carriers doesn't paint the whole picture. The technological sophistication and operational readiness of these vessels also play a crucial role. Aircraft carriers indeed provide a significant edge, but they are just one aspect of a nation's naval power. Moving beyond aircraft carriers, other naval vessels play crucial roles in a nation's defense. The destroyers, frigates, submarines, and corvettes that make up a country's naval fleet can be the difference between victory and defeat on the high seas. Let's start with destroyers. These are fast, maneuverable, and heavily armed warships designed to protect other vessels, particularly larger ones like aircraft carriers. They're also equipped to deal with threats from aircraft, submarines, and other ships. Between the BRICS Plus nations and the G7, there's a considerable variety in the number of destroyers. The G7 countries, with their long-standing naval traditions, tend to have a larger number of these vessels. Frigates are another vital part of any naval fleet. They're generally smaller than destroyers but still pack a punch. Frigates are built for speed and maneuverability, making them perfect for escort duties and hunting submarines. Again, the G7 nations tend to have more of these versatile vessels, but the BRICS Plus countries are not far behind. Submarines, the silent hunters of the deep, are a crucial part of any naval strategy. Whether for reconnaissance, surprise attacks, or nuclear deterrence, submarines offer a unique set of capabilities that no other naval vessel can match. Both the BRICS Plus and G7 nations have a significant number of submarines, reflecting the importance of these stealthy vessels in modern warfare. Lastly, let's talk about corvettes. These small, nimble ships are perfect for patrolling coastal waters and performing anti-submarine warfare. While not as heavily armed as destroyers or frigates, corvettes have the advantage of being able to operate in shallower waters. Here, The BRICS Plus nations, with their extensive coastlines, tend to have a larger number of these vessels. While naval power is crucial, air superiority can often determine the outcome of modern warfare, but that's a discussion for another time. Stay tuned. In the skies, fighter jets, interceptors, and helicopters serve as the spearhead of a nation's defense. They provide a rapid response, a tangible show of force, and the ability to reach any corner of a country's territory in minutes. Let's start by looking at the BRICS Plus nations. These countries, including Brazil, Russia, China, India, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, South Africa, Ethiopia, Iran, and Egypt, boast an impressive array of air power. Russia and China in particular are known for their advanced fighter jets and interceptors, while India and Saudi Arabia have made substantial investments in their helicopter fleets. Now let's turn to the G7. This group, made up of France, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Japan, and Canada, also fields a formidable air force. The United States, in particular, is known for its cutting-edge technology and the sheer number of aircraft it can deploy. The Eurofighter Typhoon, a product of a European consortium, is a mainstay of several G7 air forces, while Japan's Mitsubishi F2 and Canada's CF-18 Hornet also deserve a mention. However, comparing the raw numbers of aircraft can be misleading. The quality of the aircraft, the training of the pilots, the sophistication of the support infrastructure, and the ability to project power beyond a nation's borders are also crucial factors. For example, while Russia's Su-35 fighter jet is renowned for its agility, the American F-35 Lightning II is a stealth multi-role fighter with advanced sensor packages and network data fusion capabilities. Moreover, helicopters play a vital role in modern warfare. They are used for transport, medevac, reconnaissance, and attack missions. The Russian Mi-24 Hind and the American AH-64 Apache are two of the most iconic attack helicopters in the world, symbolizing the different approaches to helicopter design in the East and West. These assets are indeed impressive, but the strength of a nation's military is not just about hardware. It's about the people who use that equipment, the strategies they employ, and the causes they fight for. As we move on to the next section, we'll delve deeper into these aspects of military strength. The heart of any military is its soldiers. Let's examine the manpower of BRICS Plus and G7. The BRICS Plus, a collective that includes nations such as Brazil, Russia, China, India, Saudi Arabia, and others, boasts a staggering number. Over 6,344,000 soldiers stand ready in these countries, contributing to a formidable force. On the other hand, we have the G7, France, the UK, Germany, Italy, Japan, Canada. Though their numbers may not match the BRICS Plus, they bring to the table a wealth of experience, training, and technological advantage. But remember, numbers alone do not dictate the strength of a military. It's the combination of personnel, strategy, technology, and resources that truly forms the backbone of any military establishment. And in this game of power, every player brings its unique strengths to the table. Now, having looked at these figures, let's summarize our findings. We've examined the military strengths of BRICS Plus and G7 nations across several dimensions. Let's now draw together the threads of our discussion. We began our journey by analyzing the power dynamics between these two groups, unearthing the complexities and nuances that shape their military forces. We saw how the BRICS Plus alliance, including Brazil, Russia, China, India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, South Africa, Ethiopia, Iran, and Egypt, stands against the established G7 nations, namely France, UK, Germany, Italy, Japan, Canada, and the United States. Our exploration then took us to the realm of naval powerhouses, the aircraft carriers. We discovered that these floating fortresses are not just symbols of power, but also formidable tools of strategic influence. We then delved deeper into the naval fleets, examining destroyers, frigates, submarines, and corvettes. These vessels, each with their unique strengths, contribute to the overall naval might of their respective fleets. Moving away from the seas, we ascended into the skies. We scrutinized the aerial assets at the disposal of these nations, focusing on their fighter jets, interceptors, and helicopters. These airborne war machines, with their speed, agility, and firepower, play a crucial role in modern warfare. Lastly, we acknowledge the backbone of any military, the soldiers. In BRICS Plus, for instance, there are over 6 million soldiers, a testament to the sheer manpower these nations can mobilize. Remember, while these numbers provide a snapshot of current military power, the dynamics of global power are ever-changing and influenced by many factors beyond military strength alone. Politics, economics, technological innovation, and even culture wars can significantly change the landscape. As we move forward, it's essential to remember that strength is not just about the size of the army, but also about the strategies employed, the alliances formed, and the courage to pursue peace even in the face of conflict.